What's going on, everyone? Today I wanted to start a new thing for this channel, but not a new idea by any means. It's simply just a weekly breakdown of everything going on, except at least in this instance, I'm going to be bringing in any major comments or ideas from the community that you guys put in the comments below over the course of the videos I do throughout the week. And also, I'm going to be bringing in things like evocati leaks and stuff like that. So it's more than just official news. It's also up and coming stuff that is a little bit more official, but not total speculation. So if that sounds interesting to you, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can keep getting this as the weeks roll on, and we'll go ahead and get into that from here. All right, first off here, we're going to be going through the Squadron 42 monthly report and breaking that down. First category in that is AI combat. The first thing they talk about is how they want the Vandal to have more realistic firing and combat behaviors. And one of the ways they're going to be achieving this is having the item provider approach to creating usables around ammo boxes, having the AI know when to reload and to be able to queue that up and trying to, if they're running low on ammo, try and get to an ammo box and refill. This sounds interesting. Hopefully these are things like on a ship or a military base and they don't just litter the world with randomized ammo boxes. That would be really weird. Next, they've talked about regarding the Vandal and their behavior progressing. This includes iterations on unique actions in navigation traversal, such as special jumps that allow them to climb over larger objects. We know they're supposed to be able to jump very high in comparison to humans. So this is very interesting. This will create some interesting combat here. Next up, we're going to have AI social. So the first thing they list in here is the AI bartender that they've been working on for, it seems like, forever now. But this is going to be interesting purely because this is the stepping stone to actual decent AI and interacting with them in a new and organic manner. And I would really like to see this flushed out. I don't personally care about the bartender at all. However, just the idea of this and being able to bring this to other AI is really cool. After that, we have Patrol Tech. The team introduced and improved debug draw functionality to allow designers to investigate behaviors in launch or in editor when paths are placed inside object containers. This is just more on that. And then lastly in this category, the Refractor Tactical Point System, TPS, and new Tactical Target System are now in common development branch and on track for release in Alpha 3.10. After that, we have animations. The animation team basically went over body dragging, throwing, knockdowns, and then some more Vandal related animations, as well as animated weapon reloads and malfunctions for quote unquote spec ops NPCs, whatever they think that means. That's pretty much it on this category. In audio, they just talk about going over ambient setups and music creation for supporting various features in both Squadron 42 and the PU, so nothing too exciting there. Under the cinematic section, they started the month completing blockouts for the game's opening to include gameplay, camera work, and animation for large-scale turret battles and the introduction of a key character on the Javelin. They also made updates to several scenes from Chapter 2, experimented with single camera shots from Chapter 4, blocked out Chapter 5, and set up cameras for Chapter 13. There's a lot of stuff listed under engineering, but essentially the actor team helped complete more stuff on dragging bodies, and they fixed jitter offset completion errors. Just a lot of different things. I'm not going to read through everything because this video would be an hour if I went through every single patch note or every single breakdown, but that's pretty much there for engineering. Under gameplay story, they began work previously on touch scenes for the different chapters. Under graphics, they mainly focused on performance in May, with several major issues resolved and several more in the process of being completed. They worked on Gen 12 render continues, just some stuff there. Under level design, they developed usables and NPC behaviors alongside opening scene work. Level design to continue to coordinate alongside the FPS AI integration, and the Space Dogfight team worked on non-combat investigation behaviors. So that's what's in level design. Other than that, there's not. If you want to read the rest of this, I'm going to put the link in the description below along with the other links for all the different sections, but there isn't too much more to cover in the Squadron 42 section. However, we are going to move on to the roadmap roundup at this point and check that out. So with the roadmap roundup, we always know things are going to get pushed. This is one, just part of game development, but two, definitely part of CIG, the way they work. So the mission giver, Eddie Parr, was initially designed, and they will be releasing him with 3.10, but he's not going to be in his full functionality, so keep that in mind. Docking has been pushed all the way past 3.11. This has been pushed, I don't know how many times at this point, so in my mind, it'll come one day, but it's been pushed consistently for what, like a year now? Elevator panels have also been pushed to 3.11. However, of course, they did make sure to get us that P72 LTI token skin in, because that was incredibly important to make sure happened. Just have to throw a little bit of salt in there. All right, other than that, that's all they've listed on this roadmap roundup. It's very small, basically a bunch of negative things, but these are things that we've come to expect, so I'm not too worried about it. These things just come out as they go. Next up, they showed off some subscriber promotions. So if you're a subscriber, you'll get some cool colored multi-tools. I don't mind this. It's just cosmetic. It's whatever. After that, we have the Alien Week roundtable, which I did a video on. I'll link the card up here if you guys want a full breakdown of this. But essentially, they had about 21 major questions, or 21 real questions. I would say a good quarter of them got redirected or not answered. However, the ones that did, we got information about a developing race that communicates with colors like cuttlefish. We got some information on the Tavoran and how they're being integrated into the UE society, and how a lot of the candidates really want to get them in and just kind of integrate them more, but not necessarily give them special treatment. So if you're really interested in the more lore aspects of things, go ahead and give that video a view and let me know what you guys think, and we'll create a discussion over there. Under the Star Citizen Live category, I'll post a picture of the ship they designed, but other than that, I just simply don't care about stuff like this. I feel like it's a huge waste of developer time and a huge waste of my time. Just creating little fun things like this, or the developers having just a little chat session. So I'm just going to go ahead and skip that. Next up is Inside Star Citizen Creature feature. This is something that I actually thought was really cool. This is something I found really interesting. These giant creatures, or just any creatures, can really help flush out these planets and moons and make them not feel so barren and desolate. It will also create a lot of different missions and just community playthrough where people are trying to hunt down these creatures, or they're trying to make money off of their skins or hides or scales or whatever it might be. So I'm going to flash up some pictures and some of the video footage they showed, but these things are really cool, and I'm glad to see stuff like this coming in. And to me, this is gameplay, and it's really nice to see something focused other than planets or ships, and see more environmental stuff and more usable, interactable stuff in a more organic manner here. Next up, they show off new Derelicts and the way they split them apart, create them into their own kind of object containers in a way, and make them so that way they can protect you from the elements. And especially with this whole new, at nighttime it gets colder, this will be more important, or in daytime it gets hotter, because depending on when you approach these Derelicts, especially on very intense planets with intense weather, you may only be able to survive for a certain amount of time, and these Derelicts may be what keep you alive, or if you get stranded, moving from derelict to derelict might help as well. So that's pretty cool. They definitely want to tell a story here. They definitely put a lot of detail into it. I just hope these don't take too long to develop individually, and they can somehow procedurally generate this, because if they're sitting there building all of these Derelicts on every planet, it's just going to bog down the creation time. And when they have 1,000 planets to create pretty much across all the different solar systems they're planning, this could be way too long. But I'm pretty sure they're going to find a way to procedurally generate it and make it so they just really have to tweak a few things after they click a few buttons. After that, they go on to show all the new Grimm Hex improvements and how they're adding the new racetrack and the new lighting stuff. And then on the evocati leak side, they've shown off it has been shown at least, the new hangars and all of that type of stuff that looks really good. It's nice that we're getting basically Grimm Hex V2. It's nice that it's getting expanded on. This has been kind of a location that has been very just neglected over the time, not because they don't like it, but just because of the necessity of working on other things. So this will be really cool to see. Maybe we'll start seeing more and more people hang out at Grimm Hex and use this, especially with the new AI system coming in with the new bartenders and things like that. So this is going to be kind of cool. After that, we have Inside Star Citizen Stick the Landing. So essentially, all they mainly talked about is how the landing zones and the little red bubbles that go around them need rework. I agree. I'm sure everyone else does. I like the system they're coming in with the little boxes coming around. It's a little rough looking, but honestly, it's more believable than a giant red no-fly zone constantly appearing like there's a laser web over the city. So something like this is what I initially thought they were going to add when they talked about no-fly zones. So it's good to see this. It's good to see some improvement. This is them recognizing that, hey, they kind of screwed up and with this idea. Maybe it didn't work, and let's make a better idea here. So it's good to see that. I'll show some footage here of that as well. After that, they go into something I've been waiting on for so long, which is player inventories. This is something that, in order for this to actually be a game and not just a glorified tech demo, I personally think it needs. We need the ability to hold items in an inventory slot, trade them between players, and all of that type of stuff. Also, trade currency between players. That is what creates a community. That is what creates a game. And that interaction between players and being able to have and hold items, get rare items, and then create our own markets around that. So this is something that I'm very happy to see. I'm glad they're finally working on. It's just kind of crazy it took this long for them to realize this. I mean, it is what it is, but again, this game is in development consistently, so this will happen a lot. From there, they go on to talk about ships coming in from out of space through atmosphere. This, to me, is not just a cosmetic thing, because being able to see ships coming into your area of operation, especially as military personnel, can be an early warning system. Seeing that streak in the sky, and depending on how big it is, you can kind of get an idea, oh, that's a big ship or that's a fleet of ships, and it will help with your AA gunners to be more ready for incoming ships. So to me, this is more than just visual. This is a cool gameplay element, and I'm really glad they see this. It is really cool visually, but I'm glad it at least is coming in. From there, they go ahead and talk about fire. Fire's cool. It's nice that they're having a dynamic fire system. I hope this will come into play with blowing up fuel depots or throwing Molotovs inside ships or something like that. So hopefully we'll see more of this, but it's probably pretty far off. It seems to be a newer tech they just wanted to show us, but granted, I've kind of noticed they don't show us anything until it's already been pretty well developed and gone through a few iterations, so it may be further along than some people think. After that, we go into the new big Microtech store. This place is pretty cool. We're going to get to see new Mobi-Glass types one day. Hopefully we'll get to see that Explorer class Mobi-Glass for all those people that got that as a stretch goal. We'll be able to see the potentially eventually the AR contact lenses. We're going to be getting computer slots here, some type of computer device. Various different things are going to come in here. At least for now, we're going to get different colored Mobi glasses. We're going to be getting smaller little knickknacks and shops around this area as well, or throughout New Babbage. So this is just kind of cool. And because they're building this huge amphitheater area, more than likely we will see some type of in-game events or expos held at this place too. That's more speculation, but we'll see. After that, they talk about loading docks. They're in a mix of gray and white box. There's not much to say here. They'll pretty much be everywhere that a major spaceport is. And then they go on to cool new shaders for water that are going to be affected by wind and weather and all of that cool stuff. It's nothing too crazy. All right, lastly, we're going to go ahead and get into the leaks that came out of evocati. As hard as CIG likes to make it, these leaks are going to keep coming, and which means because I'm not in evocati at all, I can share them with you guys. So first up, we've got a lot of these new weapons coming in. We've got the new lightning sniper rifle and pistol. I am kind of worried about these, and so are a couple other people in the AFO fandom group that have been at the top of the leaderboards consistently. Big Daddy, for one, has been was number one for almost a year for a while, until he just got burnt out on the game because this Star Marine is really hard to stay in. But we're worried about these because of the arcing and the capabilities. They're either going to be really overpowered or really underpowered. I don't really see a way for them to make these in the middle and meta weapons without being just really OP. But they look cool. They look like something straight out of Fallout. So we'll see how those go. After that, they show off, the leaks channel shows off the hangars for Grimm Hex. I'm really glad to see these come in. These are going to allow ships, larger ships, to finally be able to land and do cargo runs and all these cool things that have been very much needed at Grimm Hex. From there, they show off the little knickknack store. Don't really care about that. And then, of course, the Moby-Glass color variants. Again, not too much big info there. However, some other things did come out of this. The ships like the Cutlass Blue and, say, the Super Hornet are getting their armor. So not full implementation of armor, but they are bringing armor numbers back in. The Gladiator, the Caterpillar, and a couple other ships are getting weapons buffs. I believe the Cartual went up from size 3s to size 4s, and this may not stick because this is evocati. However, it shows that they are working on some of these ships that have been severely undergunned and just need the help. So, for example, the Caterpillar, I believe, got an additional size 3 remote turret to it. I don't know where that's placed. I haven't seen it, but that's at least what the patch notes are saying. So those are just some of the evocati patch notes. If you guys would like me to go over more and more evocati information as it comes out and it's leaked out, just let me know in the comments, and I will definitely dive into that more deeply in its own video. Just let me know what you guys like, what you don't like, how you like this format, if you want me to change or adjust anything. Just give me some feedback so I know where to go at this point. But other than that, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out. I'm trying to grow this community in this channel. I stream on Twitch Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays from 8:30 Central, typically to around 11 o'clock midnight, somewhere around there. Come by, say hi. We usually are playing Hell Let Loose on Wednesdays and Saturdays, but we play other games. I've got a Discord down below if you're interested in coming in and hanging out. And then I am part of an org for AFO Phantom. If you're new and want to use my referral code, I'll have it linked up. That would be great. That would help me out. Other than that, you guys have a great day, and I'll see you when I see you.